When they rolled out Apple Intelligence, loads of people scoffed. Jobs would be rolling in his grave if he saw this. But Steve Jobs was actually a pioneer in the field and really did embrace the weird. Weird back then is now our norm today. In fact, Steve Jobs actually predicted Apple Intelligence.
My hope is that in our lifetimes, we can make a tool of a new kind, of an interactive kind. And so my hope is someday, when the next Aristotle is alive, we can capture the underlying worldview of that Aristotle in a computer. And someday, some student will be able to not only read the words Aristotle wrote, but ask Aristotle a question and get an answer. And that's what I hope that we can do.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive. And even to double down on my point, I think the entire design, including Apple Intelligence, is really beautiful. I'll say it, and it might be a hot take that the software and the hardware, I think, are all a great step forward. The software getting a huge update with customization features and, of course, Apple Intelligence, but also the product's hardware, I think, is actually stunning. And when it comes to AI, Apple Intelligence is really ahead of the game, especially as it pertains to their marketing efforts. And that's always been the case. Look at other widely adopted consumer-facing AI products like GPT or Claude. We can compare Apple to any of the big names like Microsoft's Copilot, and it's pretty glaring to see the marketing campaign drop in contrast to Apple Intelligence marketing campaign. Mass markets haven't truly adopted AI yet, but I think Apple is going to bridge that gap, whether the consumers are willingly bridging that gap for AI or it's Apple pushing them across that line. Honestly, situating Apple with intelligence and making that the AI of Apple Intelligence, that is smart. AI, Apple Intelligence. I can see AI being mass adopted just like Kleenex was for tissue. Marketing and the target audience is all there. Simply put, with pun intended, it's the simplicity of the branding, I think, that makes it work. Hear me out. It's the simplicity of the branding, right, that reflects the simplicity of this product, which is not a simple product. It's actually a complex product that's been sort of tailored and boiled down into something that's more consumable, more usable. And we'll talk about a lot of those features in just a second. I think audiences are gonna love this product, not only because it's built in and baked into the actual products that you're already buying as Apple consumers. It's free to use, unless you're the HomePods or the Apple Watch X or some other products that it's not actually available in. No Apple Intelligence for you. I guess there's only a limited amount of older products that will be compatible with Apple Intelligence, but fear not, it will be in almost all of the new models here and after. Moving on, Apple AI is here, right? Apple Intelligence is here. Well, kind of here. For some people. But hey, I'm an Apple optimist, and if you're not, let me know in the comments, but do keep it short. We're not writing novels here, guys. Now, let's take a look at some of those demos I was just mentioning. For starters, in probably the biggest collaboration that did come out of this Apple Intelligence announcement and rollout is going to be the GPT collaboration. If you don't know, you will soon be able to access GPT straight from Siri herself, asking questions in the same way you would be using GPT with photos, with documents, etc., etc. You can create images, you can create documents, and all of that. And with that said, Siri's getting a major boost. Siri will look a lot like the AI assistants that we have come to understand and use as sort of these more smaller consumer-facing products like AI Character, etc. This Siri will understand a little bit of deeper meaning and be able to critically analyze a lot more than the Siri that we have now, which is nothing. She's nothing. She just Googles things. And outside of ChatGPT, there'll be tons of integrated features into the new Mac OS, things that maybe you wouldn't have expected, like an AI-generated text editor, or the ability to search for things on your laptop using natural language. Say goodbye to actually having to remember what that specific title was in that really big folder of all the other stuff.
Come on, baby, what's the name?
And probably the thing that nobody asked for is all of the AI image editing stuff that's coming out, including the Genmoji, where you can create your own emoji in seconds by using a text prompt. There's also just a general playground where you can build AI images just like you would in Midjourney, etc. But it seems a little bit more rudimentary. But I think the best cool image thing that Apple Intelligence is bringing to us is this thing called the Image Wand, and that is when you sketch an image on your iPad, which I do a lot in Procreate or in my Notes app and all of that. You can actually turn that into some high quality image to sort of bolster your notes, which I love. I'm a visual learner, so I think that's going to be cherry on top of the ice cream to a lot of people. There's honestly so many features that I could talk about in detail, but I didn't want to use this video to make a detailed video. I wanted to do sort of an overview of Apple Intelligence and where I think it's sitting and is situated with the regular society. Because the regular society is the people that will be buying and using this in their everyday lives, becoming that mass adopted tech. But will consumers like it? It doesn't truly matter right now, only because Apple Intelligence's features were actually delayed until the iOS 18.4 update, which we have been told will come at the end of this year. So anyway, look alive, stay curious, and let me know what you think in the comments about Apple Intelligence and the potential mass adoption of this new rollout. I think it's going to be something. I think a lot of people are going to fall in love with it. It very well could be the catalyst that sort of begins this whole mass adoption of AI. Very similar to what happened with the internet. Anyway, I'll keep you posted. Until next time, I'm V, and I'll see you in the lives.